Good afternoon. The question of what we should bring when we're going to visit someone who is very important is probably right near the top. They always say you're not supposed to come empty-handed when you go over to someone's house. So if you're visiting the neighbors or you're visiting some friends of yours, you might bring a bottle of wine or some other kind of housewarming gift. You might bring something small that's not very expensive, but it shows that you were thinking about them. It shows that you care. If you're going to visit somebody who's a little bit more important, perhaps you go with a little bit bigger gift. You get really nice and dressed up. You know that it's going to be a formal occasion. And then you want to make sure that the gift that you're bringing shows how you feel about the person that you're going to see. How important they are, how big they are in the community, how much that they mean to you as an individual. And the higher up that you go, the more that you have to do to provide for them, the more that you have to show them that you actually recognize their position. Of course, the higher up that you go in importance to visit people, the less you can bring something that they actually are going to need, right? If they're well off, they don't need what you have to bring, but what you're bringing is a demonstration that you recognize who they are and what position they occupy. Listen to this question from Micah chapter 6, verse 6. With what am I to appear before the Lord? How should I bow down to God on high? The recognition there is that this is the Lord of all. This is the God of the universe. What could you come with? What could you bring that He doesn't already have? Everything you see belongs to God. Everything you are belongs to God. So you can't bring anything, you can't do anything that is going to demonstrate that is going to bring anything to God that He doesn't already have. Could you do good works? Sure, but they're not going to be good enough because they're not perfect. Could you do good deeds and try to help people and strive to do the best that you could? Sure, but if it's not perfect, it's not acceptable to God. The reality is the answer to this question is found in other places. That the only way to come before God is with a humble and contrite spirit. To recognize God is greater, God is so much greater, but to recognize what God has done in His Son Jesus. That He forgives you, not because of anything you are or what you bring, but because of His love. That's why in Jesus He forgives you. That's why in Jesus He loves you. And that's why you can come before the Lord. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.